Hey everybody, I'm Ace Trainer Liam, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 Rock-Type Pokémon. Rock-Type Pokémon have been with us since Generation 1, and it's arguably one of the toughest offensive typings, and a lot of Rock-Type Pokémon are based on power, strength, physicality, and this is reflected by the fact that there are only two special attacking moves in the Rock-Type repertoire, those being Ancient Power and Power Gem, and the rest of the Rock-Type offensive moves are physical attacks. Before I get to the list, of course, I just want to remind you, these are my personal opinions, this list will probably differ to yours, but don't worry, we can still be friends, honest! But without further ado, let's get to the top 10 Rock-Type Pokémon as chosen by me. Number 10, Corsola. I can feel the hate coming from you. Why the hell did he choose Corsola and not Aggron or Aerodactyl? What a prick! Think what you want, I love this pink little ball of coral. The thing, it's cute, and I like cute things. I'm a guy who likes cute things because I'm not afraid to like cute things over things that just looks like a big dude in a suit of armour. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Aggron. Corsola, in its defence, does have access to good abilities, such as Natural Cure, which removes status conditions when it's switched out of battle, and its hidden ability is Regenerator, which when it's switched out, recovers a third of its HP, which can be very handy. And even though obviously being rock and water, it's 4 times weak to grass, although a lot of rock-type Pokemon, when they're dual-typed, are 4 times weak to grass. There's so many. But Corsola can still take hits. It's got pretty decent defences, but just not the attacking power. But it is so cute. Number 9, Shuckle. Also known as the Berry Juice Bastard. Nobody says that, Liam, that's never going to catch on. Regardless, I do like Shuckle. It's a cute Pokemon, but let's not dwell on the fact that it's cute, but it is really cute. Let's look at the fact that it's a deceptively powerful Pokemon. Its base defense is 230. It's tied with Mega Aggron and Mega Steelix for the highest defense stat of all Pokemon. That is incredible. Similarly, it has the lowest speed of all Pokemon, tied with Munchlax, and has the lowest special attack of all Pokemon, tied with Bonsly and Feebas. But Shuckle, as a lot of people know, and a lot of people don't know, is capable of delivering the most powerful attack in the Pokemon universe. Now bear with me on this one. The stars have to be aligned perfectly for this one, and I'm going to have to read it off because it's so stupidly complex of a situation. So what you need is a level 100 Shuckle that's receiving the effects of Helping Hand from 2 allies in a triple battle. Shuckle needs to be holding a metronome, have used Power Trick to switch its defense with its attack. It needs to have skill swapped Pure Power with another Pokemon. It needs conversion to Ice, 6 stages of attack changes. Both of Shuckle's partners need to have the ability Flower Gift, and the weather needs to be sunny. Then for the actual attack, on the 5th turn of a Defense Curl boosted Ice Ball, which can be learned via Mimic, that's hit consecutively with no misses. If it's used against a level 1 Gible with minimum defensive stats, so 0 IVs and 0 EVs, that's had 6 stages of negative defense changes, so example 3 lots of Screech, and that's under the effect of Forest's Curse, this whole thing, including a critical hit, will make Shuckle deal 721,899,685 damage. That is insane that Shuckle can do that amount of damage. That puts Shuckle in this top 10 Rock-type Pokemon list because what? Number 8, Archeops. Archeops, as I said in my flying type, is not a Pokemon I use very often. It's literally visual stimuli with Archeops. It looks lovely. It looks like a bird of paradise. The thing, I don't know if it's effective in battle, you tell me, but I definitely would like to have one in my possession if I could. It's probably quite a heavy bird actually, so maybe not, I don't know. But Archeops just gets in the list just purely on shallow looks because it's a beautiful bird. What else can I say about it? Number 7, Golem. Golem's one of those Pokemon that's long since been forgotten about. It didn't get a Mega Evolution when X and Y came out, it didn't get a Mega Evolution when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. It's one of those Generation 1 Pokemon that have just been really forgotten about. There are better Rock-type Pokemon out there. There are better Pokemon in general than Golem these days, especially with its low special defense. Golem needs a little love, you know. This thing's a ball, it's the king of rollout. Golem, let's get you back into relevance, buddy. Number 6, Carracosta. Now, a lot of people don't like Carracosta purely because they're like, oh my god, we've already got a blue turtle Pokemon in Blastoise. First of all, Blastoise is a tortoise. I don't care if it goes in water, it's a tortoise. Technically, if you want to get into that argument, Carracosta makes a bit more sense than Blastoise because tortoises don't predominantly live in water. They need water, but they don't live in it. Whereas turtles in general live in or around water, especially sea turtles. But I like Carracosta. I don't like it as much as Blastoise, but this isn't about water types, this is about rock types. And Carracosta, again, 4 times weak to grass, just can't get away from it, but it is just a cool looking Pokemon with a good bit of power to it. And even though it's kind of hypocritical because of my views on Rhyperior, I kind of like the fact that it looks like a member of the Shield. Number 5, Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo gets in this list just because the first time anyone encounters Sudowoodo in Pokemon, they go, look at this tree thing, it's going to be a grass type, come on, flamethrower. Wait, not very effective. What? That's right, people. It's a rock type. I've got a feeling that a lot of you guys have had a similar situation in your first encounter with a Sudowoodo. Unless you know before playing any of the Pokemon games that Sudowoodo is a rock type and not a grass type, it definitely throws you for 6 because it doesn't look like a generic rock type Pokemon. It's not particularly got anything about it that would suggest that it is a rock type, but that's the whole point of it. It mimics trees. And that's why Sudowoodo gets into this list, just because it's a cool idea, and the first time you see it, it always throws people off guard. Except for the few of you that are going to be like, I never once thought Sudowoodo was a grass type. You're so stupid. Number 4, Gigalith. Gigalith is just a cool Pokemon. It's a scary, intimidating rock monster of a Pokemon, and it's got pretty decent stats all round, really. I'm surprised I don't see more of them used competitively. And let's just take a moment to appreciate shiny Gigalith. Oh my god. Number 3, Kabutops. Now the reason I chose Kabutops in this list over Omastar is because Kabutops looks way more intimidating. The thing is scary with those big blades for arms. It kind of looks like a prehistoric Scyther. Well actually, it kind of looks like a prehistoric Genesect, but that's a story for another day. Kabutops is one of those Pokemon that I always forget is a water type, but it's certainly an effective battler. The thing looks great. Again, it's 4 times weak to grass. Everything I love is 4 times weak to something. I'd love to see more Kabutops being used because it's such a cool looking Pokemon. It's probably one of the coolest looking Gen 1 Pokemon, and these days you don't see it so much and it's such a shame. Number 2, Rhydon. Of course Rhydon's in the list because I hate Rhyperior so much. And yes, I know, you're all going to tell me that if I use Rhyperior in a certain way. Let me just spell this out for the people that are concerned. I don't care how good a Pokemon is competitively, or if it can beat such and such a Pokemon of such and such a type, holding such and such an item, if it has such and such an ability and such a nature, and is also holding such and such an item, if the Pokemon looks like shit. The thing is, you took a cool Rhino Pokemon and made it into what looks like a freaking mole, shrugged into a little kind of armor thing. I mean, that's what you were going for, Game Freak, wasn't it? You wanted Rhydon with a bit more armor. Instead, you give it a freaking rock tool belt and kind of a rock faux chainmail headdress. It looks like Rhydon had some weird 3-way love child with Scott Steiner and Tim Allen. I freaking hate that thing. But this isn't about Rhyperior. This is about the beauty of Rhydon. Look at the thing. It's so gorgeous as a Pokemon. I've said it before, there's a reason Rhydon was the first Pokemon coded into the Generation 1 games, because it just personifies what a Pokemon should be. It doesn't look too much like an animal that it could just be like, oh, that's just a rhino. But it also doesn't look too much like a human or anything like that to be a Pokemon. It just looks like a monster, which I could totally see protecting me from enemies. Rhydon is the poster child for good Pokemon design, and it needs more love and plenty of Eviolite. Number 1, Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum is number 1 on this list, not just because it's the heaviest of all the fossil Pokemon, not just because it's the tallest of all the fossil Pokemon, but because it's a freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then some. I think every kid ever wanted to encounter a Tyrannosaurus Rex that they could use to fight battles for them. I mean, that's just so cool. I've wanted a Tyrannosaurus-based Pokemon since Generation 1, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and 6 generations later, I finally have one, and it looks so freaking regal. And that beautiful feather crest that it has, yes, it's a crest of feathers. Dinosaurs had feathers. Get educated, let's move on. It is just so perfect for it. It's such a nice soft contrast against the harshness of the rock type dinosaur. Tyrantrum is a beast. It's just beautiful. It's a cool Pokemon, and it's just like a boyhood dream for me to own this Pokemon. And it's just another perfect example of the numerous cool designs we got in Generation 6, where, okay, they didn't give us a lot of new Pokemon, but they gave us a lot of quality Pokemon designs. Thanks everybody for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments section which are your favourite Rock-type Pokemon, and of course hit subscribe so you don't miss another video from me. I upload them every single day. And thank you so much to everybody that has helped us get to 10,000 subscribers. I freaking love you guys. You're all the best. You're absolutely amazing. I'm Ace Trainer Liam, but until next time, keep on training.